I have to say, I think that Swarm on Amazon Prime is the best black comedy slash psychological thriller to be released this year. Yes, I've checked out some of the reviews and I disagree with most of them. I don't believe that Swarm was whack or over the top or even superficial. I believe that Swarm is a cautionary tale about stan culture. It is alive and well on the internet and all throughout the world. We can't avoid it. Stan wars are everywhere, and if you do or say something that goes against popular opinion, well, you just get canceled. Sadly, stan culture is not just a popular modern day phenomena. It's an epidemic that's infecting free thinkers and artists and musicians all over the world. So in this video, I'm going to explain why stan culture is ruining television and art. So please, stay tuned. I'm very much in tune with my feelings. I'm also open to criticism and other people's opinions. However, it boils my blood to hear all these modern critics bash movies. There are countless titles on how certain movies suck, or how they are whack, or how woke culture has destroyed Hollywood and television for good. Sadly, very few critics truly understand movies and the laws that govern them. Each movie has a genre with character tropes and archetypes. Not to mention the fact that it takes people years to write a good screenplay, much less create an entire movie or television series. So, I sat wondering why people didn't have any respect for the art form. Then I got it. They are part of the horde.
Sorry, buried the lead. You're a zombie now. Like, for real. I know, shock, disbelief, confusion. Welcome to Team Z.
Now, the horde is a serious problem. In zombie movies, you see them roaming about, wreaking havoc, destroying almost everything in sight. And not many people can survive the horde, on television and in real life. Why? Well, because the whole point of the horde is to bite you or scratch you and turn you into one of them. Stans and stan communities pretty much operate the same way. They want to infect you with their virus so that you can take on their values, their belief systems, their way of doing things. The hardest thing in the world to be is yourself. Yet with stan culture, it's very difficult to do. You can't log on to social media without being bombarded with dozens, if not hundreds, of videos, posts, memes, all to get your attention. Sadly, if you're like Dre and have no real parents or a strong social structure to give you guidance, you are exposing yourself to so much content and ideas that may not be aligned with your core values.
You know, you ain't gotta be no virgin forever if you don't want to.
Or worse, you may be submitting yourself to toxic behaviors and ideals that may not be good for you. The worst part about stan culture, or being sucked up by the horde, is that you lose yourself in the process. Now, I truly believe that we're all here for a reason. I believe that we all have a purpose, and we all must fulfill that purpose while we're here on Earth. Most importantly, I believe that our intuition links us to this subtle and mystical world that we can escape to. People who have a strong sense of intuition can create these inner worlds of peace and happiness. So much so that they are not reliant on external stimuli or adhering to social norms. However, when you get sucked up by the horde, your whole being changes. You begin to override your intuition to a point where the voice and the ideas of the horde replaces your intuition. Worse, you become dependent on the horde. You need the horde for a sense of validation and for a sense of purpose.
What? I like it.
I liked it too when we were teenagers.
Well, they're my friends.
They are not your friends. Those are some crazy ass fans.
And most importantly, you know exactly what to do to please the horde. If the horde believes that Marvel movies suck, then you have to believe that Marvel movies suck. And if you create content talking about how badly Marvel movies suck, you're going to get rewarded with likes and comments and views. And yes, you guys guessed it, validation. I cannot explain how dangerous this way of thinking is. Firstly, you lose your sense of self. Secondly, you lose your intuition. And without a strong sense of intuition, you will never be inspired. Without inspiration, every single movie you watch is going to suck. Simply because the movie doesn't reinforce your preconceived beliefs and principles. Worse, you never evolve to understand anything that is beyond physical and practical. Art is a reflection of life. And if we can't relate to the artist, then we cannot relate to each other. Many of the artists that we love have a strong intuition. They've created these amazing inner worlds that they have decided to share with us. Yet so many of us are intuitively deficient that we cannot connect with the artist and feel the emotions that they're trying to convey. Artists are not immune to hoard and stan culture. We've seen so many artists lose their voice simply because they've lost their intuition and or are no longer connected to their very own nature. This is the case for many writers who experience writer's block. Many others still make music and art, for monetary reasons of course, hitting all the right buttons that stimulate their fan base or their hoard. Sadly, they've lost the ability to transcend and inspire people on a deeper level. History has proven that when art dies, society is on a decline. And that's what Dre's character represents. Dre's character is a reflection of this art. Art, much like a marketing ploy, is now a form of indoctrination. The brainwashing starts when we're very young. We never get a chance to find our own footing, and thus we get swept up by the herd or into stan culture. The voices of the herd replace our own intuition. We constantly find ourselves defending the herd because anyone who threatens our belief system is a threat to our very own existence. How do we break free from the herd? We start by building our own foundation. This may mean that you have to take a break from social media, but it'll be a good thing for you. Secondly, we have to get out in nature. And this is really going to help us get our intuition back. We have to turn it into a great habit so that way we can keep building our intuition thereafter. Thirdly, we have to protect our intuition at all costs. We can't override it, not once, not ever. That is the voice that's going to keep us grounded, and it will keep us safe during the Stan Wars. This was another video essay by The Modern Mystic.